Breaking news, huge shift in the polls, at least a big one since Mark Carney started on the scene. Now everybody, since Mark Carney lost the EU, his platform demolished as bad as Pierre's now, because really they're the same thing. Canadians hugely shift back to Conservative, even back to NDP. We see one province go back into the blue. We see another territory go into the orange. And why? Why? Because the illusion of Mark Carney in the European Union, third largest economy, if you count that we could never get anyway. But a lot of Canadians believed, or wantingly believed, we could. We can't. And now we've lost it to the USA. Donald J. Trump has secured that for all intents and purposes, at least over the next 90 days, long after our election period. But now it's really a vote of which is the better communist alternative, Mark Carney or Pierre Poilievre. Now, he was losing dramatic fashion. He still is, but he's moved up from 122 seats, snap of a finger, right to 138. That's POLYMARKET. That's USA securing EU. That means Mark Carney not being able to deliver EU. Enough Canadians know what that means. Is it effectual? Not really. But it shows that a large share of Canadians really do understand what's happening here, really do understand the shift towards communism. They see it with Pierre Poilievre, and they know it now with Carney. It really is an election of who is going to be the strongest of the communist candidates. Can you believe that, Canadians? And they know it. They know it. Americans know it. Mega Republicans, and I would venture to guess those far left Kamala Harris style folks understand it in the USA in a good percentage, mind you, yet too. That's why I thank my friend Mark Gadsden for giving that to me. He's an American, highly intelligent. He's kept me around for a lot of years since Trump's first MAGA movement. He's one of the Americans that took a shine with me, and of course it's because we can have intelligent conversations, and he's very smart in political science for a guy who wasn't educated in it either, but he's very smart, and he shared that with me. I wasn't able to bring it up till just a few moments ago because of Canadian media, but it's there. And this polling company is American. It's deadly accurate in a lot of elections, way closer than anything we see in Canada. But that's about as good as it gets, that I can say, yeah, I see that. And already we're going to see a shift in 338 probably by Sunday. We've already seen tick movement up, but the EU announcement, huge. But that really highlights the Canadians know full well, damn well, what they're doing. And they understand that this is now an election of who's your better alternative in a communist China narrative. Pretty sick, pathetic, gross. I can't believe the shift in Canadians. Now, we could blame immigration and new Canadians since 2012. 10% doesn't account for the 30 that has jumped over to the other side. Inexplicable, which means it's a mass amount of institutionalized Canadians. Scary, gross, wrong, unbelievable, but yet truthful. Now, folks, I want to get into a couple other items I didn't really put in the title, but you know what? I'm going to be setting up looking for a rally here where I can get Pierre Poilievre and Mark Carney together, even some kind of situational debate, or at least two events very close together, and I'll show up for that if we can do that before this election's over. And of course, that's all going to be a 51st state rally. I'm not changing my mind on that. That's got to be done. I want to see what the reaction is from those lunatic lovers of the crown. I want to see it. I want to feel it. I want to experience it. And I want to stand up to it. I really do. I want to know just how bad off we really are. And the only way to do that is boots on the ground. So I'll be leading that. I'll be asking for people to show up for that when I can find something like that. The other thing is, right now, absolutely today, I made an announcement about a flashlight on change. This blows away anything in Canadian law, folks. It's the Helsinki Treaty, 1975, completed by Ford after Richard Nixon, but Richard Nixon did all the legwork. It's the Warsaw Pact with the former Soviet Union, enshrined today, held binding by Donald J. Trump and Vladimir Putin. And guess which cuckold parties in Canada signed on the dotted line? Same two parties voted in mass majority for it. Yes, Liberals and Conservatives binding it on Canada. Wait till you see what I get to roll out for all of you. And what's beautiful, no bullshit Alberta impossible referendum, no Supreme Court of Canada crown garbage system where do these 20 steps juggling broken glass while doing one-arm push-ups, and even worse for the province of Alberta. No, we're going to do something awesome that requires just a few thousand signatures. This Sunday I do have another monumental task with provincial constitutions versus the Constitution of Vermont. That's going to be done. I'll see what time I can do the other at, this educational piece on what I propose to do and what I need from all of you. It's going to be epic. It's going to be huge. This is the pen, way more mightier than the sword. You've seen it yourselves. Donald J. Trump has rolled out the power of president and treaties. Well, I'm going to take a page out of the old Donald J. Trump handbook, and I'm going to take from the presidents of the past, specifically Richard Nixon's great works that Ford had to sign off, but finalized in mass majority America, which means it would be a tall order to get that reversed unless Donald J. Trump is willing to reverse it. And I don't see that. You know why? Because he needs that Russia deal over Ukraine critical. He would never, ever reverse that. I don't believe. I think we're safe and sound. I think we have a back door to land a beatdown on Mark Carney and Pierre Poilievre like nobody else ever could. I don't care what province, territory, or narratives. I know they're all hogwash. I've read every legislation in Canada at the provincial and federal level, plus Superior and Supreme Court decisions. We can't win nothing in this country, not without the title of Prime Minister. So, without that, let's pick up the title of President of the United States. Let's pick up an international binding treaty of not just the United States, but one Vladimir Putin of Russia too. Sweetness like you wouldn't believe. This is an excellent window. We've got Pete Hoekstra. I met him and his wife in Parliament just before Christmas holidays. Exciting indeed. Now I have a window. We have that person, as I promised all of you. We still don't have USA UNSC. We've got one lady intern, but what binding authority she has, I don't think so. But without Senate confirmation, but we have USA Canada Ambassador Pete Hoekstra. This is that window. This is treaty law USA versus Canada. This puts us in the driver's seat and really holds Mark Carney, Prime Minister, and Pierre Poilievre, His Majesty's official opposition, to account. No getting out. And should they try to withdraw and the Conservatives and Liberals vote to remove themselves from that binding treaty in international law, that will be the nail in their coffin. Then we'll see what USA's response is at that point. Exciting indeed. Hold on to your seats. We're never done. We're never done. I'm never done. Anyone who's followed me a long time, many, many ways to skin a cat. And you know what? For the 99 times out of 100 I lose, the one time I win, it's always epic. It's always big. It's always monumental and changing. And you never know when that number's up. And I've had a lot of losses in the last little bit. It's been a few years since a massive, major, out of the blue haymaker win. And this might just be it. You just never know, folks. So we're going to push for this. I see you there, Jonathan. I tagged Jonathan. I would love it if you put this one on Twitter. It's for Mark Gadsden. You know him on Twitter Spaces. He's only on Twitter. But this is an important message for him. But exciting times indeed, everybody. Love you all. Don't lose hope. Never do. I will be cleaning out the closet, so to speak, getting rid of those who flip-flopped. You know, you do something, you say something, you give your word, then you're a bold-faced liar at the first sign of trouble, or perceived, oh, this party might win, I gotta go back to the crown. Wow, yellow belly, lily-livered, flip-flopping, lunatic crown, absolute, a real loyalist, a double-crosser, a double-speak. Those are not the Canadians we want or we're ever going to take forward. And I don't care what numbers or what. I know there's thousands of you ready on standby to deliver. And I promise you this signature drive may just be it. We won on residential school genocide. We won the power of the UNSCP5. We got that sponsorship. Another nail in Canada's coffin. And this could be very well one more. And I don't see Pete or Oleg getting away or straying away from this. And I don't even see Vladimir Putin or Donald J. Trump swaying away from this. I think they're going to be like, yep, this is true. Yep, we got to go with this narrative. So hang on to your seats for Sunday. I'm going to get into tremendous detail for all of us. And then we're going to have our path forward. Pen and sword, maybe. Maybe sword for 51st State Rally against Pierre Poilievre and Mark Carney. And let's see them bring on the monopoly of force. And let's see how that's going to go. I'd like to see that. God bless everybody. Share. Get it out there. Bye now.